Hello students of class 8. In this offline video today I will be teaching you the poem The Last Bargain. Okay, this is a poem by Rabindranath Tagore and you are going to read the English translated form of the original version, which is obviously in Bangla. So I hope that you will get hold of the Bangla version and read that as well. The last bargain deals with an agreement with a daily wage earner he tries to strike. Okay, so he turns down the offers of power and wealth, things that most people dream of having, or those things which actually symbolize materialist wealth in this world. However, this worker, he does not take up those bargains because he believes that if he accepts some wealth in return for doing some work, or even if he accepts some power, he will lose his freedom. Moreover, he also realizes that power, wealth, beauty, or happiness rather, is something very temporary. There is nothing fixed about it. Right. So for something which is so fragile, so temporary, he couldn't strike a bargain. Right. And in the end, when he gets a bargain for getting nothing in return for his work, he ends up accepting it because he knows that it is the only truth. That is, you get nothing out of this world, and if you take nothing, you actually get you can actually still have your freedom. You can still retain your freedom. You don't lose your freedom to such greeds, okay, which other people likes to possess. Okay, so we are going to find out about this poem, about what the last bargain is actually. So a bargain is an agreement in which both parties promise to do something for each other. Someone is looking for work, waiting to be hired. This is what our poem is about. He is waiting to be hired. He is starting his day and he's wanting to be hired for some work. He strikes a bargain but thinks it's worthless. He tries twice but doesn't like either. Okay. Finally, in the last bargain, where he is hired for nothing, he is happy as never before. So we are going to find out about the bargain. We are going to find out why he doesn't accept the other bargains. Okay, so let us begin. Come and hire me, I cried, while in the morning I was walking on the stone-paved road. So he was just calling out and he was just telling that please hire me, come and hire me. I am going to work for you. Just like hawkers do in the market, like that he was trying to give his work. Okay, he wanted to be hired. And it was the morning time. Morning is that part of the day which symbolizes beginning. It symbolizes new hope, new faith in life. So we are beginning the poem with morning. Okay. I was walking on the stone paved road. Now the stone paved road obviously means a road full of difficulties. It's not a smooth road. It's a road which is paved with stone. Okay. Sword in hand, the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. That is, because I am a king, I am a powerful person, I have power in this world, so I will hire you with my power. Okay, and he tried to make a bargain. That is, you will do work for me and in place of my power, I will be hiring you. But his power counted for naught. That is, his power was useless. It was worthless. There wasn't anything of value to the worker. Power did not count for anything. And he went away in his chariot. That means the worker or the narrator of the poem did not accept the first bargain which was offered to him. Okay, and he did not accept the proposal from the king, who said that he was going to hire him in return for his power. Okay, that is, because he was powerful, he was going to hire him. Now this was the first bargain. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. So it is the afternoon time. Okay, it is the time when it's very, very hot outside. Everybody is sleeping. So it might also tell you that it is yet another symbolism for life, right? When nothing seemed to be full of hope, this time of the day. when everybody had shut their doors. That means there wasn't anybody who was there who would give you company. You are alone, and the man is also alone. The man is wandering alone on the crooked lane. Crooked lane, stone paved road. We'll come back to all these things. I mean, you can write up a different paragraph dealing with the imageries which are used in this poem, right? Like the beginning of the poem, we get the images of a morning, image of morning, we get the image of a stone paved road, and now in the next part of the poem we get the image of midday sun. Okay, the midday heat which everybody feels, and what it can symbolize. You can think about it, right? And now he is wandering along the crooked lane. Crooked means something which is not straight, right? Something which is not straight. There are many bends in the road, and he was wandering along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. An old man came out and he had a bag of gold. Bag of gold, obviously he was a wealthy man. He pondered and said, ponder means to think about something, okay? I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. So even when the old man offered him money, okay, and he was counting his coins because they seemed to be of value to the old man, but it didn't seem to be of value to the narrator. Okay, now also understand that he is not accepting the proposal, or he's not accepting the bargain from anybody if he's getting something useless in return. Useless because he was not looking for something that will be gone in the next second, because wealth, just like power, wealth is also something which is not permanent. It's something very temporary. We don't know who will be rich the next instant, right? So there is nothing permanent about it, and it also symbolizes materialistic power or possession. So these two things he turned away. Now let us come back to the next part of this poem. It was evening. The garden hedge was all aflower. It means the hedge in the garden, there were lots of flowers in the hedge. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Okay, so I will show you my smile, and because of my beautiful smile, you will be working for me. So the smile can symbolize to you a lot of different things, but apparently it symbolizes happiness. Okay, it symbolizes happiness. The fair maid might try to win him over with her beautiful smile, which actually reflects the happiness of life. But just like power and wealth, happiness is also something very temporary, and the narrator believes that the smile might fade and may be replaced with tears, right? Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone in the dark. So the smile does not stay forever. It became pale because there was sadness within her, which was replaced that means happiness was replaced very fast with sadness. So her smile paled. It became that means she did not smile anymore. It became very, very dim and melted into tears. It transformed into tears. She was not smiling anymore. She was rather tearful. That means happiness was replaced with sadness, which is so true for life, right? Even though you get a happy moment, it is not permanent. You might get not such a happy moment on the next day. And she went back alone in the dark. This is another beautiful imagery which has been given by the poet. Okay. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. Okay, so see this, the fair maid, she went into the dark, which tells you that it is probably night time now. And then the next day, the next bargain which the narrator gets is from a little child who is an innocent little child who has nothing to give him back. Okay, he has nothing to offer him, and so it seemed as if the child seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. Does it strike a chord with you? That means, do you get association with the poem, with the story that we have done, the selfish giant, the child and selfish giant who symbolized God? Maybe this child is also like that. Anyway, here the child actually symbolizes innocence. Okay, when the world is innocent, when he has no possession, no attachment with materialistic wealth, so the child also symbolizes innocence. And this time, since the child did not offer him anything in return, our narrator accepted his bargain. So the last bargain which he gets for getting nothing in return was actually more appealing to him, because he realized that if he gets to do something in return for nothing, then he still has the freedom of choice. He still has his own freedom. He's not bound to anybody. He's not contained by the greed of power or wealth or beauty. Okay, so he can make himself free from all those things and still work for somebody. Then he becomes truly free, and he also is able to retain his freedom rather. So at the end, on the next morning, probably with new hope, he accepts the offer for work rather, from a little child who was playing with shells. And as you can see, the picture which is given in the poem, the little child and the man, the daily wage earner, both of them are working. Both of them will be doing something together. Okay, so he raised his head and seemed to know me and said, "I hire you with nothing. From henceforward, that bargain struck in child's play made me a free man." In the child's play, this bargain which was made by a child, because when the child was playing, and he made a bargain with this worker and he offered him nothing, that bargain was the right bargain for him, and that bargain, accepting that bargain, actually made him a free man, because he could free his mind from the greeds of life, of materialistic wealth, which all the other bargain seemed to indicate. Okay, so I hope you have understood the poem. There will be lots of discussions which we can make on with the poem, but go through the poem, try to attempt the question answers which are there. The meanings are not very difficult, and the question answers are also not very difficult, but there's a lot of place for introspection. You can just read between the lines and come up with a completely different explanation than the one that I gave you. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the poem. Thank you, students.